Somit ein herzlich willkommen wieder zurück zu eurem Foli von Folis Game aus zu einer neuen Folge Vampire. Part 4 auf dem Weg nach Whitechapel. Letztes Mal haben wir schon begonnen, den Weg dahin zu verrichten. Leider haben wir bis jetzt noch keinen weiteren Hinweis gefunden, wo wir eigentlich direkt hin müssen. Beziehungsweise wie der Weg dahin ist. Das ist ja das Üblere von den beiden. Laut was ich jetzt, weil ich ja beim letzten Part gesagt habe, ich werde euch informieren, ausgefunden habe, ist halt eben, man sollte sich immer versuchen, ein bisschen nördlich zu halten, südnördlich, und immer mal, ja, das südlichere nehmen. Weiß allerdings nicht, ob das soweit wir den Weg so finden, weil vieles ja abgesperrt ist. Aber wir werden es probieren. Und ich, ja, begrüße euch auf jeden Fall erstmal. Schön, dass ihr den Weg wieder zu mir gefunden habt. An alle Nachtmenschen da draußen, beziehungsweise Vampire da draußen. Und alle Gothic-Anhänger. Oder alle anderen, die es auch düsterer mögen. So, Erpressung in Whitechapel. So, wir sollen uns immer mehr ein bisschen Westend richten. Okay, dann probieren wir es einfach mal.
It's locked.
Tja. Wie wir können sehen, ist es hier versperrt. Ist immer noch ein bisschen düster. Okay, so ein Kohleberg kann man natürlich nicht überwinden. Das geht natürlich nicht. It's locked.
I cannot enter.
Das habe ich mir schon fast gedacht, dass du das nicht kannst. Und ich bewege mich wieder im Kreis hier. Ich hatte es mir schon fast gedacht. Hierüber kam ich nicht, weil das Tor ja zu ist. Bootfahren bringt ja auch nichts. Ja, da komme ich ja auch nicht rein, wo ich hin will. Jetzt kann ich mich nicht auf den Zug beamen. Das sieht schon eher danach aus. Aber ich glaube, hier war ja schon mal. Das bringt mir hier draußen nichts ans Laufen. Ich glaube, ich bin ja ein bisschen verkehrt. Ich krieg dich, du. Aber da gehe ich wieder in die falsche Richtung, da muss ich ja gar nicht hin. Ach, das...
It's locked, all right.
Hier ist auch nichts Interessantes. Außerdem war ich ja schon mal. Ach, verdammt nochmal. Das ist ohne Sackgasse, ey. Ich komme da immer nicht weiter.
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood. It's locked.
Das war so klar, Mann. Ein Vampir, der aufhört.
It's locked, all right.
Ich hab's verkehrt. Mal sehen, dass ich gleich... Oder ich muss nochmal neu laden. Bevor ich den ganzen Scheiß nochmal machen bisher. Gibt's denn hier keine Kanalisation oder sowas? Ah, jetzt geht's halt hier unten nicht weiter. Ich muss da vorne wieder über die Brücke, aber wie komme ich da hin? Weil hier werde ich nicht weiterkommen. Das ist genau dasselbe Spiel, als nämlich das da. Hä, wie bin ich denn hierher gekommen eigentlich? Ich habe keine Ahnung mehr. Also ins Wasser springst du ja nicht, du Kobold. Ich habe keine Ahnung mehr. Na, vielleicht hier vorne? Das sieht mir aber auch nach einer Sackgasse aus hier. Und das scheint doch nicht die Brücke zu sein. Wir bewegen uns noch weiter weg als wie hin.
Sir, step away!
Also bewegen wir uns wieder Richtung Krankenhaus. Das ist so der hintere Eingang, ja. Hospital, ja. Wie lange ich noch online bin, heute, mal gucken. Grüß dich, Fantasy, keine Ahnung. Boah. Erkundungsmission. 25. Oktober. Befehlsstand der Wache der Priven an die East End Patrouille betreff Vampir. Aktivitäten Krankenhaus erkunden, untersuchen. Vor 3 Tagen hat dann unser einer Rekrutende Gerüchte eines Vampiren vorgenommen, die sich im Pembroke Hospital London der East End verstecken soll. Wir kennen nur ihren Vornamen Selma. Ihr habt die Aufgabe, euch unauffällig dort zu begeben. Alle verdächtigen Aktivitäten bezüglich vorgenannten Blutsaugerinnen zu beobachten und uns anschließend direkt Meldung zu machen. Wir werden dann entscheiden, was zu tun ist. Der keucht wie das Letzte. Vielleicht hilft ja ein bisschen ausruhen. Schlaf hat immer schon gewirkt. So, haben wir alles aufgebraucht, das mal? Jo. Bist du sicher, dass du eine abbrechen möchtest? Ja, natürlich. Die folgende Nacht. Ah, muchas gracias. So, mein Freund der Sonne. Ist das hier die Winkelgasse? Wir kommen auf jeden Fall. Oh, da ist noch ein Mülldeckel. Den habe ich noch nicht geöffnet. Das sind sogar zwei Mülldeckel, die ich nicht geöffnet habe. Das kennen wir schon.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Nee, warum nicht? Also. Tja, da muss ich ja noch ein bisschen... Oder kann ich schon bauen? Drogen, gib mir Drogen, jawohl. Ich weiß noch nicht, ob ich schon bauen kann. Ja, kann beides auch. Ja, da fehlt mir noch ein bisschen was. Okay. Da fehlen wir noch. Da habe ich wohl noch ein paar Schrauben zu locker. Okay. Genau, aber keine Ahnung, wie ich die Waffe ziehen soll, aber wird schon irgendwie mit der Zeit dann rausfinden. So, wo kann man denn eigentlich her? Ah!
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Ich muss weiter, ich glaube hier lang. Oh, das ist eine Sackgasse. Ungeziefer. Termiten. Vielleicht ist ja deswegen alles so extrem. Okay, aber hier ist nichts weiter drin. Ein paar Bohnen im Regal, aber die bringen uns ja hier nicht weiter. Okay. Boah, wo kam der denn her? Ich hab den gar nicht gesehen gehabt.
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
Jetzt macht er mal einen Sam, du lebst noch. Die nächste links.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye, but the guards recruit more and more every year. When did you join? God. 2 days ago. This is my first patrol. Smells like rotten meat. I knew you, I know it.
Boah.
I cannot enter.
Du musst ja nicht durchgehen, du sollst ja nur öffnen. Falls wir nochmal hier vorbeikommen müssten. Aber hier gibt's nichts gescheit.
Turn around, sir.
Okay. Vielleicht können wir erstmal flüchten. Nee, kann man natürlich nicht. Geh da mal weg mit dem Feuer. Oh, na endlich. Ist da gerade eine Ratte lang gelaufen? Hehehehe, da war das Tor. Super. Das hätte ich aber auch mal eher wissen müssen. Ist ja noch irgendwas, was wir vielleicht mit brauchen könnten? Nix natürlich, ne? Gar nichts.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. I, the God.
Keep out. Oh, ein bisschen Money. Ach, gucke an. Das war aber vor uns noch nicht offen, oder? Müssen wir überhaupt hier durch? Verdammt, wir müssen hier durch. Ach,
It's locked.
It's locked. Ich lock dir gleich was anderes. Kann doch nicht wahr sein, Mann. Du chemischer Vogel, ey. Die Tür ging ja nicht auf, ne? Ne. It's locked. Was war das? Ne. Bleistange.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Na toll, geradeaus und die erste rechts. Wenn das so einfach ist. Schmiermittel. Okay. Ich habe zwar immer noch nicht rausgefunden, oder muss ich mich erst rausrüsten mit der Waffe. Das ist aber mal richtig. König Vaterland braucht sie. Ja, das kann man ja schon mal gesehen. Und zwar im Krankenhaus. So, wir müssten die nächste rechts, aber die können wir bestimmt.
I cannot enter.
Halt die Klappe. Dabei wollte ich doch gerade mal eine Gulaschsuppe haben. So ein Mist auch. Aber wir müssen hier lang, ne? Jupp. Zigaretten und ein Ring. Naja, immerhin. Und vielleicht nochmal einen nächsten Unterschlupf finden irgendwie. Unbekannte Frau, ja. Ich würde aber gerne noch mal einen Unterschlupf finden, den nächsten. Okay, der wäre nämlich eigentlich hier irgendwo. Ich will mich bloß nicht so weit vorwagen. Leiko, servus, na wie läuft's? Es geht, langsam komme ich so ein bisschen voran. Ich habe bloß noch keine Ahnung, wie ich die Waffe benutzen kann, also den Revolver oder whatever. Ja, jetzt macht er mal ins Hemd, nimmt er noch die letzte Ratte hier.
Thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
So, eine Feder habe ich ja immer mal gebraucht. Müssen wir jetzt hier hoch in den Park? Fällt dir auch gerade nicht ein, wie das mit der Waffe war. Ja, wir werden es irgendwie rauskriegen. Ist sie das? Madame O? Also sie greift mich schon mal nicht an, also kurz soll wohl das gewesen sein.
Good evening, Miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place.
Ist zu lange her, würde ich. Ja, glaube ich dir.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it?
Aber ich habe mir bei dir das mal angeschaut gehabt, so ein bisschen reingeschnuppert. Nicht zu viel, aber ein bisschen. Like habe ich ja oder gelassen.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Ich wünschte, bei mir würde das funktionieren mit der Alligator. Also es funktioniert soweit, aber wie gesagt. Mein Laptop ist nicht stabil genug, um das alles weiterzuleiten. Der ist ein bisschen zu schwach. Aber vielleicht im nächsten Leben. So, Suche nach Schwester Dorothy Crane.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask
Wie geht's dir
me.
eigentlich, Lycrus? Was gibt's Neues bei dir? So, persönliche Fragen nochmal schnell. Okay.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Opium. Gib mal her. Vielleicht zu was zu verkaufen? Natürlich nicht. Plunder. So, hier weg damit. Zack, Flasche mit Alkohol. Ah, weg damit, braucht kein Mensch. Zack. Kleiner Beutel voller Rammisch. Ja, billiger Fusel, ja, weg damit. Kleine Flasche. Ein Ehering. Ohren weg damit. Jawohl. Das sieht doch schon mal nicht aus. Was hat sie noch so? Glasbier. Jupp. Opium. Die Ehringe habe ich hier gerade verkauft. Okay.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Verzeihung. Quatsch.
When
Hoppala.
science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Da bin ich wieder. Verzeihung. So, ich muss jetzt aber ein Stück weiter. Madam.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many.
Falsche Richtung.
Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
What? Das ist meine richtige Richtung, ja.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
It's locked.
All right.
Hab ich mir schon fast gedacht. It's locked, alright. Who's dead?
Cordial can be the answer to all your problems, as long as you have the money.
Kann der nicht wie normale Vampire auch fliegen? Können doch die meisten. So, ich muss bloß noch einen Weg da reinfinden irgendwie. Hoch, rein, whatever. Ah, jetzt hab's raus.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
It's locked. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Also ich muss sagen, momentan gefällt mir die Gegend ja noch. Da ist nicht so viel los.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Und schon unnötig ausgesaugt.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
Ja, 2 aus Versehen. Also
Really? But still, here I am.
einmal beim Krankenhaus
Dr.
und
Jonathan Reid.
einmal irgendwo auf dem Weg.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service.
Sonst eigentlich nur von Ratten.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation.
Ja, auch, genau. Dem vom Krankenhaus.
Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Den habe ich erst ausgesaugt. Okay.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine.
Den hattest du verschont, okay. Ich nicht.
One of the few souls there to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Gab es eine Trophäe dafür? Oh, okay. Dann habe ich es schon mal nicht. Ich höre die Kirche. Pater Abraham.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reid, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
Well, you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in our country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fibre.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a
Ach so,
disciple I
das hatte
see
ich
as
schon
my
geguckt.
son.
Ja, komm.
He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Okay.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Clayton in dem Bereich. Kann man mit der auch quatschen?
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking
Christina.
for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reid.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually
Ich
come to
probier's
see
noch
me
mal.
for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Ah, okay. Ich habe meine Frage.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can. It's locked, all right.
Ich hab's verstanden. Kleiner Blumenstrauß. Gutschein für eine kostenlose Medizinuntersuchung zwischen den Blumen versteckt. Hä? Ah. Noch ein Gutschein. Meine Fresse da. Da wird auch noch ein Gutschein drin sein. It's locked.
I cannot enter.
Nee. Das gibt's doch nicht. Da ist das falsche Kreuz dran. Außerdem ist es verkehrt rum. Okay. Nee, Sackgasse. Okay, da muss ich erstmal die anderen zwei finden.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle.
True horror around you.
Finde Clayton.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Ah,
I'm new to
da ist er ja, der Clayton.
But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reid.
Dr. Reid, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Okay. Dann fragen wir mal, was er hier
What is
macht.
a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He knows none of his colleagues would dare to go to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Ah, ja.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Okay.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
Ich interessiere mich nur für das Gesundheitswesen. Eine Schwester ist in einer Machenschaft verwickelt.
I'm afraid one of the nurses
Probieren wir es mal damit.
hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn
No.
fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Oh, Qualität des Bluts ist sehr gut sogar.
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
I still have questions about that Darius fellow.
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
It's locked. Meins offen. Der Wahnsinn. Du legst die Handfeuerwaffe auf Dreieck. Aha. Lege ich den die auf Dreieck? Muss ich erst zur Bank gehen, ne? Nehme ich mal an. Aber hier kann ich noch Details machen. Das müsste auch so gehen. Dreieck? Ne, da hat er den Pfahl in der Hand. Irgendwo Charakteranpassung. Okay. Dann muss ich das später auf jeden Fall nochmal... Tatsächlich. Was haben wir denn im Menü? Schalt mal mit R1 durch, habe ich gemacht. Beim Inventar, ne? Kann man das nicht irgendwie ersetzen? Ah, da. Ich hab's gefunden. Ich danke dir. Okay. Ich sollte wechseln können. Ah ja, okay. Ah, okay. Da ist noch nichts. Ultimative Kraft, okay. Aha, aha. Blau ist besser. Na, hab ich ja. Aber danke schon mal für die Info. Da weiß ich schon mal für dein. Das ist sehr gut.
Some of us come to this world already touched by grace.
Das ist vielleicht dieser komische Dichter.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Ah.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Peaceful? That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Peaceful? That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
Okay.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Das soll er schon sein, oder was? Ich muss da lang. Okay, ist auch nichts mehr. Ups. Finde den Briefkasten. Aha, mein lieber Kind. Es tut mir leid, dass ich einige Monate lang nichts mehr von dir gehört habe. Die Lage in London war schwierig. Ich weiß, es klingt vielleicht egoistisch und töricht. wenn ihr meinen Kindern noch ein Land lebt, das mit Krieg heimgesucht wird. Aber auch hier in England tobt der Krieg gegen Armut und Ungerechtigkeit. Dieser Krieg will trotz meines fortschrittenden Alters führen. Deshalb schreibe ich euch heute, ich werde nicht nach Rumänien zurückkehren. Aus Rumänien ist er. Das bedeutet, sie sehen euch wahrscheinlich nicht wieder, bevor ich sterbe. Seid nicht traurig, meine Lieben. Ihr seid mittlerweile erwachsen und habt selbst Kinder. Ihr wisst, welche Opfer wir manchmal bringen müssen, um diese Welt zu einem besseren Ort zu machen. Und diese muss ich nun bringen, damit ich noch ein letztes Mal nützliche fühlen kann. Ich wünsche euch ein langes, glückliches Leben. Gebt meinen Enkel einen Kuss von mir. Vergesst mich nicht, dass euer Vater auch weit ab kalte Heimat liebt. Euer ewiger liebender Vater, Darius Preczewski.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Wo war das Haus? Leider mal. Ah ja.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long are we going?
Sollen wir nochmal klopfen? Ich probier's nochmal.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please. You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Okay. Erstmal tue ich hier ein bisschen einkassieren, da liegt ja Geld rum.
It's locked.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Who is she, really?
Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Okay.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Na gut.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Ah.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reid. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Good.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reid.
Ah, ja.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
können wir noch so abstauben, ja?
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along?
Scheiße, doch, guter Doktor.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could? Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt
that you're here to test my bedside manners? To what do I owe this courtesy?
It's locked, all right.
It's an unfitting place for the illustrious Dr. Reid. You shouldn't be here. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reid?
Sie können nicht weitermachen. Ich bin hier, um Erpressung zu beenden. Ist das illegal?
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this. Blackmail. For God's sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Nurse Crane, there is no question that the work you've done here is extraordinary, but this dispensary is incapable of coping with the outbreak. It's only a question of days before the situation at hand will overwhelm us. I cannot allow it. It's my duty to put an end to this immediately.
I'm not ashamed. I did what was right. For in the end, I saved lives and you took them. But we had so much in common, Doctor. Don't you
Lol,
see
das
that?
Bessere hast du nicht.
It's locked.
Hätte ich es nicht tun sollen, Leikos? Ich weiß es nicht. So, müssen wir mal zurück zum Krankenhaus. Also.
Can be the answer to all your problems, as long as you have the money.
Ich gehe schon wieder in eine falsche Richtung, oder? Aber wenn ich hier lang gehe, komme ich ja da auch dahin.
It's locked, all right.
Jupp, hab's verstanden. Mhm.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy! You! Burn it, boy!
Ja, toll, denkt Spiel. Ich wäre verrückt. Nein! Nein! Gut. Sei es drum. Es geht doch nicht weiter, auf jeden Fall nicht. Es hängt das Spiel, warum auch immer. Ist mir schon lange nicht mehr passiert. Während des Livestreams, okay. Da würde ich sagen, okay. Das war's auf jeden Fall für Part 4 auf dem Weg nach Whitechapel. Das haben wir auf jeden Fall gemacht. Wir haben am nächsten Part einfach der Elisabeth Bericht erstatten. Und ich würde mal sagen, recht herzlichen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Auch an dich, Leikos, vielen Dank für dein Like, beziehungsweise auch für deine tolle Hilfe und Hinweise. Wieder mal. Sehr schön. Ja, und ich würde mal sagen, wir sehen uns und hören uns beim nächsten Part wieder. Macht's gut, wünsche euch was. Bis dann, euer Foley von Foley's Gamerhaus.